and young Nigerians are doing great in their different areas of endeavor and impacting lives. As 1,000 young leaders from Sub-Saharan Africa attended the just concluded 2017 Mandela Washington Fellowship Program in the United States of America, with over 100 of them Nigerians out of 22,000 that applied. The participants focused on public management, business and entrepreneurship, civic leadership, and for the second year, a specialized institute on energy. The U.S. mission to Nigeria selected amazing young and dynamic Nigerians for a 6-week fellowship in various institutions in the U.S. While the Mandela Washington Fellowship, a flagship program of the Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI, took participants through academic coursework, leadership training, and networking. A total of 5 out of the 100 fellows stayed back in the U.S. at the conclusion of the fellowship for internships of 6 more weeks. Well, joining us now in the studio is Ahmed Adetola-Kazeem. He's a Mandela Washington Fellow. Okay, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me here.
So, you made it to the just concluded Mandela Washington Fellowship. What do you think made you skill such a very competitive contest?
Well, I think I've been trying to serve my community without the thought of gratification or awards since a very long time, maybe since my secondary school. So I've been very active, and during my youth service, I think that was where I really did a lot. I established Skills Acquisition Center.
Youth service where?
In Abia State.
Okay.
In Abia State. So I completed their civic, they call it their town, they call it civic center. I did pro bono legal services for inmates. I released some. So I've been prepared for it without knowing that there will be anything like Mandela Washington Fellowship. And after my service here, I established Prisoner Rights Advocacy Initiative, where we have been able to secure the release of over 100 inmates. And we're also rehabilitating them. I also work with young boys who are from underprivileged backgrounds. I established a taekwondo club. And they're doing very great. I can say that my club is one of the best in the country. We have produced the Commonwealth champion, many national champions. So I felt that I deserve to be selected, though I wasn't sure I would be selected. So.
Now, what was your experience? I mean, how did you cope? Cultural differences, meeting with other, young Africans, coming together?
It was interesting, but sometimes maybe a little difficult. I didn't see anything really strange. Our minds have been prepared, but because I'm a Muslim, for instance, and I don't check the opposite sex, many people found out that the cultural shock. It's not me saying the cultural shock, but a lot of people being shocked that I don't check the opposite sex, and also I insist on eating halal food. So that to some extent was cultural shock for. But the cultural shock I saw was actually at the U.S. Embassy here in Nigeria. Okay. When I went for the interview, my semi-final interview, when I got there, somebody saw me, a white guy saw me, and it was on President Trump's inauguration. Okay. So he started fidgeting, he started panicking. It was. Then he said, where was I going? I said, I was here for the interview, just like others seated. And he said, I should go to the next one. I guess he was scared because of the beards. So that is some of the impression we are trying to correct, that is not, Muslims are not terrorists, and not everyone who wears the beard is, and there are very many good Muslims.
If non-Muslims wear the beards
Definitely. So I was surprised, but maybe not too surprised.
And to think that it was happening January the 20th, that was
incidentally the day of my interview for the fellowship.
Interesting. Now, what would you say you've learned from the experience? I mean, how do you intend to use the knowledge that you've acquired?
One thing, we learned a lot of things, and time will not permit me to say how we learned, but one thing I learned is that leadership is the heart of getting things done, not necessarily the position. So if you are a leader, if you get things done, and we're taught how to get those things done. The second thing I learned is collaboration. That we need collaboration, you need people to grow. And I've seen that immediately we were selected. Before I focused on advocacy, but I started my rehabilitation program with some other fantastic young Nigerians who are also in the fellowship, and we trained the prisoners different skills. And I think collaboration is the way to go, and that is one of the key take home for me. And anything I do now, I think wider, not just me doing something in my cocoon, but if I work with others, I will definitely achieve more. And that is like the major take home.
for you. Leadership seems to be a big problem in Africa. I'm sure you would agree with that. I mean, how do you think the program will impact young African leaders and aspiring ones?
Well, I think we have very great Africans, and we have very good leaders. But I think that we also have a lot of things to learn from one another. For instance, before going for the fellowship, all we know about, or the what we hear about Zimbabwe is just Mugabe, the white farmers. But I found out that Zimbabweans are like the most brilliant set of people I've ever come across. And I think I did a post on that after my return, and I saw the way they accepted it. And it shows that sometimes you need people to tell you what you don't know about yourself. So that is one area I think I would like to talk about. And also the fact that the U.S. government has deemed it fit to bring very great people, or people doing very great things together, is also a way of galvanizing, making us come as one, so that we think as one. And with that unity, we'll be able to achieve more. So it's not just about the program, because everybody has this problem. Even the U.S. that took us for the program has their own leadership challenges. That is not just an African thing, but is everywhere. But it's just about us coming together and being a watchdog for one another. If you know somebody, you'll be ashamed to do something wrong when you know 99 other people are watching you. And since you have proclaimed something, it's difficult for you to stay away. I think coming together is like the greatest take home.
All right. It was a pleasure having you on Network Africa. Ahmed Adetola-Kazeem, a Mandela Washington Fellow.
Thank you very much.
Well, still to come on Network Africa, some artisans in Libya are keeping their culture alive. Do stay with us for more.